But it was good. It was a good Raw. Let's move on to NXT here. We have a couple of call-ups and send-downs. Of course, we had potentially actually we had Mustafa Ali, Baron Corbin showing up on NXT. I believe Baron Corbin beat was it Trick Williams?
Yeah,
he beat in that match.
Mm-hmm. He beat Trick Williams.
It was Trick Williams.
He attacked Carmelo Hayes the week before and held up the NXT title.
Yep.
So
what do you guys think about his gear?
The gear he just had?
What do you think about his gear?
It's
boxing
gym. It's something new.
He's
going back to his roots.
I know.
I was sitting there. I was like, this dude was the lone wolf. Had the intro, had the swagger, had hair, and all of a sudden they stripped him down, and I'm like, now he's wearing gym clothes as his.
But Vince didn't believe it. Vince didn't believe it. That's why it didn't last. But in regards to these call-ups,
he got
I am a huge fan of the fact that some of these guys are going back down to NXT. Because it's reminiscent of the black and white days where you had guys like Rhino, come down, have feuds with some of these young guys, build up some of these young
Cesaro.
It's Cesaro, another guy. His match with Sami Zayn at that NXT arrival, one of the best matches I've ever seen in my life. I'll never forget that match. So when you have these guys come down who aren't necessarily being featured on Raw or SmackDown, come down to NXT, have great matches, build up your confidence, build up your momentum, and then eventually go back up to the main roster with better momentum and such. I mean, we've seen it with Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews comes down to NXT, has some matches with Carmelo Hayes, has a title match with Braun Breaker, gets redrafted to Raw. Hopefully, in the coming future, we see more of Apollo Crews. And apparently, with Mustafa Ali, the talent down at NXT, they wanted him to come down from a report that I saw. So they wanted to work with Mustafa Ali. And at the same time, you got Baron Corbin.
He can get more run down there.
Exactly,
that's
you get more run down there, more reps, and probably improve it. And
was Mustafa Ali ever in NXT, or was he just in the Cruiserweight Classic?
He was just in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they need to do something with Cedric Alexander and Sean Benjamin. They can't be jobbers, man. I wish they would do so much more with them.
Oh man,
they're gonna be jobbers.
So you mentioned the Cruiserweight Classic. You talk about Cedric Alexander. I don't know if you guys remember the match he had with Kota Ibushi.
Yeah,
I think people were saying that was the match of the year that year.
Yeah,
with those two.
It just sucks because he's talented. He's talented, and he's just not doing it. He's not doing it.
He could get a Ricochet like position, but he's just been stuck with. Sorry to say, Shelton.
I feel like
amazing in his own right, but it's just like, why still keep him as a tag team? Y'all kind of broke him up a bit, brought him back together, been teasing the Hurt Business, and nothing's come about it, but still doing the same thing. I'm like, you got Shelton, who's literally.
I want Shelton to get one more like big match.
Yes, I do too.
Match against him. He should be building himself up to that. I want him to get that.
Yeah. And dude's huge. I was thinking about Jack.
Here's the thing: in his prime, what's the highest that Shelton Benjamin ever got? That was the Intercontinental title, right? So if we're talking about one big run, he never won. They never had him. They never saw him as a world title guy. So like, if you're saying like the highest. For Shelton in his last run, would that be winning the U.S. title or winning the Intercontinental title?
He beats Gunther.
No, I just want him to get a match.
Gunther.
I just want him to get a title shot. I feel like he earns that. Like his career, he's been in WWE forever.
Sadly, Luke, that's probably going to be a title match on Raw, and Gunther's probably going to win in like 2 minutes. Sadly, the way they're booking Shelton right now, that's exactly how it's going to go.
Oh man,
I'm trying to remember. I remember WCW kind of did something like that with Rick DeMarto Martel, and he was fighting Booker T like in late '98. Like he was like at the end of his run, and then he ended up getting hurt, but he at least had a title shot and had a run with the title and stuff like that. So I was just thinking about that for Shelton Benjamin. I kind of look at those guys kind of the same. They're not main event guys. They've been tag team. They've been in the mid card a long time. So that's how I feel about him. But they gotta do something. They got to do something with a lot of these guys. But Mustafa Ali actually going to NXT. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
So, all right, didn't mean to interrupt you, Daniel, but I remember I brought up in the chat that Dana Brooke was also a part of NXT this past Tuesday.
Yeah.
Number one contenders women's battle royal, which was won by Thea Hale. Dana Brooke, her character work. She has such a good look and has such good she's such a good athlete that she's always going to get opportunity after opportunity. Now coming back down to NXT, but her character work is so poor, so piss poor that it doesn't matter how good of an athlete that she is, no matter how many chances she's going to get, it's always going to be the same old story. They put the 24/7 title on her. Put her in that nonsense with Tozawa, R-Truth, Tamina, that bullshit that Vince McMahon booked.
This sounds awfully familiar to another female wrestler. I just can't put my finger on it.
Whoa.
Character work.
Exactly.
Be nice. Be nice to Ronda Rousey. That's all I'm saying.
but at least Natalya had the family lineage to back her up.
I think I respect Ronda a little bit more.
Yeah.
She had that first year, and then after that, I can't even whistle right now.
Heel Ronda was just not good. Heel Ronda was not good.
As I said, after that first year, it was just like,
but
after that first year,
yeah, I can only hope that Dana Brooke gets better at some point because she really is a good athlete with gymnastics and such. So she has a good look, but if she had a better character work, and they see the potential in her. That's why they keep giving her like all these opportunities, like putting the 24/7 title on her. And bringing her back to NXT.
Maybe she'll have a Mandy Rose moment.
Maybe her going to NXT is a way to build her back up.
Exactly.
Hopefully, they can actually get some type of character development from her.
She's been up there a long time, though, and I hope.
Yeah.
I hope it's a Mandy Rose case, which I really wish we could have got Mandy Rose back on the main roster. Even though I didn't watch a lot of her work while she was champ, but I mean she was champ for a long time and probably was for a good reason. So
she was improving. I will say that she was improving, and especially as her character and her toxic attraction, that was a thing in NXT.
Exactly.
Regardless, whatever we thought of 2.0, like they were actually doing good down there and actually doing some good work. But NXT should be a way to rejuvenate these guys, give them another little run, another little rub. Hopefully, these guys get something. I don't like Baron Corbin's outfits. Mustafa Ali, hopefully he gets the title picture at some point. But we did not talk about the big thing about Braun Breaker basically essentially challenging Seth Rollins to a match and basically saying he's going to confront him. And this is something that has been reminiscent of, to me at least, of a KO coming up to battle John Cena, or Sami Zayn coming up to battle John, or just these call-ups from NXT in these big-time matches. So to potentially have that now potentially happening, what do you guys think about that and when it's going to happen? Is this just going to be a Raw match, or is this going to be the actual start or something?
I think it would probably be an NXT match.
Yeah, it would have to be an NXT match.
Yeah.
I mean,
because it'll bring more eyes to the brand because Seth is going to be on it, and it's going to be a great match either way. Yeah, he's not going to win the title unless they pull another swerve and they do give it to him, but I don't think they would do that with Seth just yet.
Don't put the title on baby. Don't put the title on Baby Scott Steiner yet.
Baby Scott Steiner.
Baby Scott Steiner. Yeah. I mean, he sounds just like his uncle. That's why he's better as a heel.
He's the only one right now.
That's why he's better as a heel because he sounds just like
his He is a beast, but yeah, NXT got to figure something out. Of course, they brought Baron Corbin down, but it's like they got to figure out who they can position in NXT to actually challenge Carmelo Hayes and Obviously, Baron Corbin's going to be it right now, but hopefully there's some other further developing guys entering into that field.
Die, Jack.
But yeah, I like the.
Mm-hmm. He's coming.
Oh yeah.
He's coming.
But him and Ilya Dragunov. Whew, that might
pain.
Nuts.
A feud based on pain.
Yeah,
very, very good.
I used to love his matches with KP. Those were great.
Yeah, those were really good matches for the North American title and stuff like that. Like I really like their work. I really like what they were doing.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else you guys want to talk about? AEW in terms of we're finally getting CM Punk's return match. Him with FTR versus Samoa Joe, Juice Robinson, and who's the other
guy? Switchblade.
Juice Robinson and who else?
Switchblade Jay White.
I'm like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing for CM Punk's return.
No. At this point, as far as AEW Collision goes, I just want to see this shit now. I'm so like I said a couple podcasts ago, I'm so fucking sick of all these damn rumors about CM Punk. He may show up. We know he's gonna show up. We don't know if they're planning a match for him at Forbidden Door. I just want to just see what we're gonna see on Collision, because this episode of Collision is probably going to be the one and only bright point of this series, in my opinion.
Exactly.
After this episode, it's going to be.
Yeah.
Now, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. They actually booked this shit correctly. They can actually cancel Rampage and focus just on Collision and Dynamite. And if they do that, okay, then maybe Collision is something that you want to turn into. But the way it's looking right now with Rampage now and all three of these shows, people already don't watch Rampage on Friday nights at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, so plus it's pre-taped.
After like the second or third, after like the third or fourth week, people aren't going to care about the Collision anymore. Especially if they book it.
It's going to be interesting.
Like Rampage,
they're probably
they're going to watch it for Punk. That's the only reason they're going to watch it or catch it.
I don't think they can book it like that. They're probably going to be trying to do more extreme, crazy shit on Collision to keep people wanting to tune in or at least watch the clips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like you created a whole new show on a Saturday for CM Punk. That's it. Like that's why we did
Saturday night.
Like,
Velocity,
which I don't care what people say. It's fucking ridiculous to me. Y'all can't sit down like grown ass. I've said this shit for weeks. Sit down like grown ass fucking men. Put the legal bullshit to the side and just work the shit out like professionals and make money.
I will never forget Velocity and Sunday night. It was like
Edge and Matt Hart. The only time I watched Sunday Night Heat was before pay-per-view. That was it.
When I was home bored, I'd catch that shit.
Every now and then to watch highlights from Raw and stuff, shit that I may have missed.
Well, Velocity was on UPN.
Yeah.
It was late. It was like late Saturday. You
catch it. You want to watch that shit.
Oh, shit.
To watch highlights.
Hey, that's where John Cena was. That's where we saw the first glimpse of some guys down there, man.
But yeah.
No, but AEW Collision, I'm just like, they literally built a whole show around CM Punk, and we don't know what else is about it. Like, what's happening on it.
If he doesn't address if he doesn't address all the shit that happened with them, I'm sorry. It's for him, out of all people, to not comment or whatever.
Lewis, I don't think he can. I think they're still like legally, it's still a thing right now.
So he would not be back. This is where I don't think any of this shit actually happened, and it's been a work now.
No, because I actually saw that like between him, Omega, the Bucks, nobody can talk about what happened legally, like on podcast or nobody can talk about it. So there's still legal parameters around it that's still being worked out.
The whole thing annoying because I feel like if they would have just if they would just address it,
it creates buzz.
I know, but it was just like, I feel because there's still so much speculation about what happened. People are still like, well, what happened? Are they going to say something? Well, if you would have just come on and be like, yo, this happened, honestly, you wouldn't be talking about it anymore.
No one's ever going to know what happened besides the people that were in that damn locker room. Or the people that were, or the wrestling journalists that were like at the post scrum that like heard in the background what was going on.
Mm-hmm. So at the event.
After that, no one's gonna really know what happened.
Yeah.
If he addressed it, he's gonna be a heel. gonna be a heel.
His best work.
Like, I don't know what direction they're gonna go with CM Punk right now. I don't know what direction they're gonna go with CM Punk right now in terms of what is
annoying.
He's not gonna be a babyface on June 17th. They're in Chicago. Like
he's gonna be a babyface. Yeah.
Bucks,
he's gonna be a babyface.
It's like the Bucks and Kenny Omega. They get booed in Chicago now because of this shit.
Do they?
Yeah, they do. No, they do.
That's hilarious. Well, yeah, because it's all fuck CM Punk. It's all fuck you guys, and we love CM Punk. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's
gonna
be interesting to see what they do with that. What is that? June 17th. That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I think that's it. I don't know if we have any more dirt sheet details other than Vince McMahon probably still influencing Raw and stuff like that. But other than that, I don't think there's anything else out there. We're going to continue to see what happens with the bloodline, see what happens with this Finn Seth buildup. Hopefully we get and Money in the Bank, continuing to get Money in the Bank. We got a couple people in the Money in the Bank, and they're going to continue to build towards that. Looking forward to that.
Like I said, one more thing. If Cody Rhodes is not in it, the winner, LA Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to say that.
LA Knight, man.
My favorite character. He needs to be on SmackDown every single fucking week. No more of these weeks where like he's on and he's not on the next week.
I didn't like him beating Montez Ford, but he's LA Knight. He's the guy right now.
Because it's LA Knight, I'll take it. Montez Ford up and coming, but
no, that shouldn't have been the matchup. That shouldn't have been the matchup. But we'll see what happens with that. But LA Knight, so wait. So Money in the Bank purposes, you're picking LA Knight over Shinsuke Nakamura?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I really am.
LA Knight as a
heel. It's better with him holding.
Yeah. As much as I love Shinsuke, I don't think he's winning. If they're because they have to push LA Knight at some point. They can't deny his. He's honestly,
they do.
Probably could easily be an older MJF, like literally, because he's a great talker, a great wrestler, and he's not getting any younger. So they got to pull the trigger on him.
There's a reason they picked him for that feud against Bray Wyatt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was
for him getting buried by Bray Wyatt, for him getting buried to Bray Wyatt to winning Money in the Bank. He got thrown into the fire, man.
He's still here, buried.
We haven't seen Bray since then. We haven't seen Bray since then. We've seen LA Knight, but we haven't seen Bray. So who really got buried?
Exactly.
Uncle Howdy jumped off into the abyss, man. We're dealing with the zombie of LA Knight.
Zombie.
What if that's the storyline? Like he wins Money in the Bank, and then like we find out he's possessed.
Astral projection.
He gives the Money in the Bank briefcase to Bray. future WWE 2K storyline. Uncle Howdy. It was Uncle Howdy. Oh my god.
Was it LA Knight the entire time?
Like, please don't do that. Please don't do that. But not like just a turnaround, just from him getting buried by Bray. He turned around winning Money in the Bank. He did.
No, he didn't. Just because he fell doesn't mean he got buried.
We all know that match was simply as just a showcase for Bray Wyatt anyway.
So it was his first feud. Nobody.
That was a showcase match for Bray.
You don't always win your first feud.
He's a good wrestler, as Eli Drake and Impact and stuff like that. So to see him hopefully get some shine on SmackDown, and I think the right show for him to do that is on SmackDown rather than Raw. Mm-hmm. So for him to do that on SmackDown, hopefully we can get more of that. Interesting to see how Money in the Bank plans out. But that will do it for this episode of Ring Takes. I finally have the episode 17. I was able to go back into the archives and find out which one this is. This is episode 17. So we'll be back next week for episode 18.
Hey.
17 episodes, yo, we going strong. Shit.
Yeah.
We're coming back next week for episode 18. I was able to track down and look at the archives. I'm like, well, how many episodes is this? But finally got it. This is episode 17, episode 18 next week. We'll get to it. Until next time, guys.
Yep.
Thank you.